Today, we're going to talk about the first appearances and key issues for the greatest day of the week, New Comic Book Day, February 9th, 2022. That's coming up next. I'm Jimmy Don Kerr, and this is the Small Town Collectibles YouTube channel. So before we get into our first appearances, our key issues, and all the cool covers coming out this week, I want to ask you, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do that now. Hit that subscription button, turn on that notification bell so that you get notified when I put out new content, and make sure you hang around to the end of the video to find out how to enter into this week's giveaway. All right, with all that out of the way, let's jump into our first category, and that's the covers. So our first cover up this week is from DC, and that is Batman Catwoman number 10, the cover A by Clay Mann. Now, there's two reasons that I love this cover. That's Batman and Catwoman. Get your mind out of the gutter. No, this is an absolutely beautiful cover. I really dig this. When I saw it, like I said, the covers I put on here are usually covers, when I see them, they just immediately stand out to me. And this was one of those. You got your classic Batman and Catwoman cover. I absolutely love this one. So Batman Catwoman number 10 is our first cover this week. Then we jump over to Marvel for our second cover, and that is Devil's Reign number 4, the cover C variant by Joshua Sway. Now this is the Black History Month cover, and this is a phenomenal cover of Luke Cage. Like, generally these colors like this, like the yellow background, stand out to me. But just a phenomenal look, the whole thing. Absolutely dig this cover, and that's a must-have for me this week. So next up, we jump over to Dynamite, and we've got Draculina number 1, the cover S incentive by Jimmy Broxton, and this is the Risque variant cover. Now, for obvious reasons, this cover would stand out to a guy, right? But I dig this, the negative space variant. We've seen a ton of those books, you know, the Moon Knights. I just opened up a mystery box yesterday on Mystery Box Monday. You had that Luke Skywalker negative space variant, and you very much have that with this book as well. So I absolutely dig that. And like I said, it immediately jumped out to me when I saw it. So this Jimmy Broxton variant to Draculina number 1 hits the cover list this week as well. Then we jump back over to DC, where we've got Joker number 12, the cover B variant by Gerardo Zaffino. This Joker cover is disturbing. Like, it just really is. Like, it's really, really disturbing, but I love it. I love everything about it. I think this is an absolutely sick cover, and it's another one of those that I'm definitely going to have to pick up for myself this week. And then for those Boba Fett, or I guess really not Boba Fett, Mandalorian fans out there, we've got Star Wars Darth Vader number 20, the variant cover art by Chris Sprouse, featuring Din Djarin and Grogu. So very cool cover. These last couple episodes of Boba Fett I've absolutely loved. It had nothing to do with Boba Fett, had everything to do with the Mandalorian and Grogu. So, but this is a cool cover, and you've seen a lot of these 50th anniversary covers coming out with the different characters from the movies and TV shows on it. So this one's very cool, and one that you may want to pick up this week. And then the last one, again, Homer cover for me, we've got Titans United number 6, the cover B by Kel Najou. And of course, this cover features Connor Kent, Superboy, on the cover, getting ready to blast his eye vision or his heat vision out at whoever he's fighting. Absolutely dig this cover as well. And like I said, that's probably my Homer pick of the week. All right, that's it for our covers this week. A lot of cool covers coming out, and definitely a couple on that list that I'm grabbing for my PC for sure. All right, now covers are done, and before we jump into second prints and the key issues, I do want to shout out channel sponsor IRF Authentics. Now, of course, IRF Authentics, every book that they put out is autographed. Their slogan is, if it isn't signed, it isn't complete. But they've got a really cool opportunity right now, and that's a private sketch with comic veteran Carl Alstadter. He was the artist on the Avengers, Vampirella, Deity, X-Men, Bloodstrike, Prophet, O-Unit, The Incredible Hulk, just to name a few. Now, the spots are limited, so you need to head over to IRF Authentics Instagram page. They're linked down below, and claim your spot today. Very, very cool deal that they got going on over there. Ruben, those guys are great, and all through the year they have stuff like this pop up. So yeah, if you're interested in something like that, definitely go check those guys out. All right, now let's jump over into our second print. We only have one this week, and that is White from Black Mask Comics, and that's White number 6, and this is the cover B second print. So White, I dropped that a long time ago, just didn't interest me anymore. But you do have that second print for number 6 out this week if you're still digging that story. All right, now over to our key issues. First up, we have I Am Batman number 6. The solicitation in this one references a new story arc with new adversaries. I've been digging that run, so I'm definitely going to grab that for a read. Next up, we've got Strange Love Adventures number 1. This is a one-shot that includes stories by various writers and artists. And then wrapping up our DC list this week is Suicide Squad Blaze number 1. Now the solicitation references 5 deadly new recruits. Now we don't know who those new recruits are, if they'll be first appearances, but I absolutely dig this synopsis, and I'm going to read it to you now. The attacks begin without warning, brutal, sudden, cannibalistic. A metahuman with all the power of Superman but none of his humanity, an unstoppable being ruled only by hunger and instinct, striking at random across the world. To stop this threat, Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark have been assigned to corral, nursemaid, and, if necessary, execute 5 deadly new recruits. The expendable products of a secret government procedure called Blaze. They're ordinary prisoners endowed with incredible power and the certain knowledge that it'll burn through them like wildfire. They have 6 months to live, maximum. If you're staring down life in prison, maybe that's a good deal, especially if you're Michael Van Zant, desperate to reunite with the mad lover who forsake you after your Bonnie and Clyde crime spree. But that power is surprisingly transferable. As each member of the squad dies, the others get stronger. What would a hardened criminal do with that knowledge? Worse yet, what would a desperate, lovesick idiot do with it? One thing's certain, this time Suicide Squad's bitten off more than it can chew. Win or lose, they'll all burn. I love that. And, you know, you've got a villain who has Superman powers but not the humanity, and now the Suicide Squad comes together with some new recruits to try to stop him. I absolutely dig that synopsis. It's a must pick up for me this week. All right, that's it for DC. Let's jump over to Marvel. First up, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 88 Beyond. We get the reintroduction of the Slingers, and Hobie Brown becomes the Hornet, formerly known as Prowler. Then we've got Avengers number 53. This is another book I really like this week. We have the debut of the red Black Panther suit, so I think that's going to be cool. Then we've got a facsimile out this week, Edge of Spider-Verse number 2. Of course, this is the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. Very, very expensive book. If you weren't able to get on this one when it came out, you can pick up this facsimile so you at least have a copy of it. I think that's a cool book. And these, I've said it many times, these facsimiles tend to hold value because they're an exact copy of the original book. And another book I'm really looking forward to, Maestro World War M number 1. This is the final 5-issue series of the Maestro trilogy written by Peter David. In this book, we get a team up of Dr. Doom, Namor, and Abomination versus Maestro. So I think that's cool. And another one of my favorite reads this week, Moon Knight. We got Moon Knight number 8 out. And the solicitation references Stained Glass Scarlet, who hasn't appeared in comics since 1998 and has been rumored for the Moon Knight Disney Plus series. You also have Hunter's Moon take over Moon Knight's vigilante duty. So I like that book this week as well, especially with this Glass Scarlet character showing up and the potential that she could be in the Disney Plus show. All right, now let's jump over to our indies. We got a bunch of indies this week, so we'll get going. First off, from Blaze, we have Life Zero number 1. Now, this book is from the artist of Marvel Comics Daredevil, Marco Checchetto. He's bringing us a thrilling new adventure, and the synopsis reads, "Where were you when the cloud arrived? Where were you when the world changed forever? Where were you when people started dying?" Sounds cool. So that's Life Zero number 1 from Blaze. Then from Aftershock, we have Land of the Living Gods number 1. The synopsis reads, "It is said that when the world dies, the spirits of the first people will return to witness the last days of humanity. Well, the spirits have arrived and the end is here, but not everyone has given up hope. Naledi, a teenage girl living in the deserted city once called Johannesburg, has always believed that there is a land hidden away in time where the gods still live. And where there are gods, there are miracles. Perhaps even miracles that are big enough to save our dying planet. And so, after a lifetime of isolation, Naledi will head out into the unknown with little to hold on to but her faith and her magical pet plant, Buyo. So that sounds pretty cool. I'll definitely pick that one up and give it a peruse to see if I like it. But that's Land of the Living Gods from Aftershock. Then from Antarctic Press, we've got another one of these one-shots, and that's Horror Comics Nightmare Gallery #1. They say you can't tell a book by its cover, but we think the shivers crawling down your spine at these images would beg to differ. Chill with the chills from the shiver-filled showcase of your most fearsome front species, sure to make you relive your fondest nightmares. These books have been good. Like, I've really been digging these Aftershock one-shots from the horror genre, so you may want to check that out. That's Horror Comics Nightmare Gallery #1. Then from Cosmic Times, we have From Blood #1, the story of a superpowered mental patient. What could go wrong with that? From Blood is an action-packed tale that follows the mysterious Patient 27 as he discovers the truth about who or what he is. For years, he has kept silent, a hulking, indestructible mountain of a man. But after a visit from Dr. Reese, the door's been opened and all hell breaks loose. I think that sounds good. Like, I'm really looking forward to that one. So From Blood #1 from Cosmic Times. Then we've got another Hellboy book out this week from Dark Horse. That's Hellboy and the BPRD 1957 Forgotten Lives #1. Hellboy and Professor Trevor Bruttenholm team up to investigate a haunting at a mass grave in a New York potter's field. And I'd asked somebody, there was a one-shot that came out a few weeks ago, another Hellboy one-shot, and I'd asked if anybody was reading those, and they said they were great. And I picked that particular book up and read it, really dug it, so I'm going to check this one out as well. Then from Dynamite, we've got Draculina #1, and this is the first solo series featuring Draculina, the sister of Vampirella. A lot of hot covers on this one. Very, very cool. This is a book I'll probably check out as well. I'm not even a big Vampirella guy, but I think I'm going to check this one out and just see what it's all about. Then from IDW, we have Star Wars Adventures #14. Now, this is the final issue in this run. And in this book, we get the origin of Devon Lompop, specifically her time within the Hill. And we also have, for those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans out there, TMNT, The Best of Jennica #1, which is a 100-page one-shot reprint of collected stories featuring Jennica. Then from Image, we've got Prophet #1, and this is a facsimile reprint of Prophet's first appearance from Youngblood #2. So another facsimile out this week, this one from Image. Then we've got Spawn Scorched #2. Really dug that first issue. The Scorched face off against the product of experiments from a Russian military base. Now, from Kingspot Entertainment, we've got a couple of, I guess, kind of spoof books. The first one is Junior High Horrors Karate Kai #1. And this is a spoof on the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. The little monsters from Gatlin Middle School are back, and they're getting tired of being bullied all the time. So what do you do when you want to stand up for yourself? Go to the principal and tell him what's going on? Of course not. You learn karate. Parodying a 38-year-old movie isn't enough, so we're going all out by spoofing that and a hit streaming show. The industry first, dyslexia-friendly comic book is back, and this time they finished things at the first ever Gatlin Karate Tournament. So that could be fun. I don't know. I may check that one out just to see what it's about. But there's also another one from Kingspot called Mangolorian #1, and this is a spoof on Mandalorian. From Rob Potsy Potchak, the guy that brought you X-Liefelds and Junior High Horrors, comes an obvious parody about the toughest delivery drivers in the galaxy, the Mangos, and a package delivery that tests our hero, Lorian's mettle. The package in question will help whoever it is delivered to win the streaming service war. Two questions arise. Will it be Jeff Bezos or Disney that secure the package? And will Lorian want to deliver the goods after he gets a peek inside the box? So again, another spoof. I think that might be kind of fun to read. So if you're into that kind of thing, you got two of those out this week from Kingspot. Then from Scout, we've got Cult of Icarus #1. Tossed out by her foster family after one too many rides home in the back of a cop car, Hunter packs up and sets out on a mission to find out who she is. A mysterious book, her only link to her parents, leads her to discover a covert world of magic and danger running parallel to her own. One punk rock show, 2 whiskeys, and 3 vicious vampire assassins later, Hunter's on the run from the ancient deadly cult of Icarus. Hunter came looking for answers. What will become of her once she gets them? So I think that's going to be fun. I love Scout books. So Cult of Icarus #1. Then from Source Point Press, we have Cover of Darkness #1. How far would you go to find your family? On an epic journey, 5 heroes will travel unfathomable distances, make unlikely allies, and encounter horrific, villainous creatures they never knew existed, all in a desperate attempt to reunite with each other. So that's Cover of Darkness #1. Another book from Source Point Press is Shelter Division #1. A mastermind is plotting to conquer our very existence. The government has recruited the most abnormal beings to fight this abnormal threat, and those who were the investigated have been given shelter and became the investigators. Chaplain Biggs and Roswell take on a mission that runs deeper than they could have imagined. Action-packed from beginning to end. So a couple what sound to be interesting books from Source Point this week. And that's it. That wraps up our key issues from the indies. So that covers DC, Marvel, and the indies. Big week from the indie companies this week. And some cool books coming out from DC and Marvel too. So it's going to be hard to pick what books we pick up this week. All right. So now that that's done, before we jump into our first appearances, I have to do my Comic Book Mafia member shout out. And this week is the one and only DJ Links. Now, DJ has been a friend of mine from the very beginning. He's the only person that's ever been on 10 Questions twice. He came on very early on because we kind of became friends early. And then he was the first of us in the group that kind of started when we did to hit 1,000 subs. He's also the first person to hit 2,000 subs. He's got one of the coolest channels out there, does a lot of unboxing videos. I think the one that just came out the day of the recording of this video was books he's getting ready to send over to CBCS. One of the staples of his channel has become In the Mix. That's on Friday nights at 9 o'clock, and the Epic Rap Battle. Very cool. DJ is a really solid individual. He's wickedly talented with his editing skills, and he's just a better dude than I can even describe. He has just become a really good friend to me, and I appreciate everything he's done. The intro for 10 Questions, my show, was done by DJ. And he's always willing to give a helping hand. So if you're not subbed up to DJ Links, you need to be. His content is phenomenal. And like I said, he's just a better guy than I could possibly describe. So yeah, shout out DJ Links, member of the Comic Book Mafia. All right, with our member shout out of the way, let's jump over into our first appearances. And we only have 2 this week. First up from DC, Batgirls #3. We get the first appearance of Tudor, a street artist with suspected criminal intentions. And then from Marvel, Secret X-Men #1. This is the first team appearance of the Secret X-Men. Sunspot, Cannonball, Marrow, Boom Boom, Tempo, Forge, Banshee, Strong Guy, and Armor. And that's it. That's the only first appearances this week. So that's it, guys. That covers all our key issues and our first appearances this week. So only a couple things left to do, and that is first up to announce our giveaway winner from last week. And if you watched the video last week, you know I forgot to bring the books to show you, and I forgot to bring them again. But I do know what they are, and I'm going to show them on the screen right now. So first up, what we're playing for this week, the winner that we draw this week will get these books. Aquaman, Green Arrow, Deep Target #4, the Kel Najuf stock card cover. The Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond #1, that one shot with that cover from J. Scott Campbell. Absolutely gorgeous cover. And then finally, DC vs. Vampires #4, the cover B variant by Francisco Matina. So 3 really dope covers up this week. And before we announce the winner, I do want to shout out Page 3 Comics. They're my local LCS, and they donate these books each week for first appearances and key issues and New Comic Book Day on a budget. They donate these books. Can't thank those guys enough. Randa, JR, Todd, all the guys down there, really appreciate them for that. All right, so the winner of this week's giveaway, or I guess last week's giveaway, I always screw that up, is Marty Alechko. And I can't say Marty's last name. Alechko. Marty, you're going to have to sound that out for me in the comments. Great dude. The comment he left was awesome sauce video, dude. Congrats to Dale on a great win. I'm fully stoked to read the Sabretooth series. He is a great villain. Hashtag comic book mafia. And then he added go Rams in the Super Bowl. We're all Bengals people here. I'll not give this to Marty just because he left to go Rams. I'm just kidding. Marty comments on my videos all the time. Very deserving and a great guy. So Marty, hit me up in my DMs on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure I already have your shipping info, but hit me up there and we'll get these books out to you. Okay, last thing. Got to show you the books that we're giving away this week. So 2 books, both Batman, I guess kind of related covers. The first one is The Joker Presents a Puzzle Box, issue 7. And this is that Usual Suspects cover homage. I absolutely love this. I just love that. When I saw it, I was like, I have to get that and give it away. So I picked one up for myself, one to give away to you guys. And then Detective Comics number 1051, this Lee Bermejo cover that I think is just fire. Lee Bermejo is killing it right now on these Batman covers. And that depiction of the Joker, the way that he draws the Joker is just sick. Like, I absolutely love it. So these 2 books are the ones that are up this week for the giveaway. And in order to get entered, just a few rules. You got to be subscribed to this channel. You have to hit the thumbs up button on this video. And you have to leave a comment below. Anything you want to leave with the hashtag Comic Book Mafia. And that's it. Do that. Very simple. Get entered into the giveaway and we'll announce the winner next week. All right, guys, that is it. Quite a list this week. A lot of good stuff coming out. Cannot wait to get to the LCS on Wednesday and pick up the new books and get to reading. All right, guys, I hope you have the greatest new comic book day ever. I know I'm going to, as we always end these things. Until next time.